I love Erica's comment, and it just goes to a point that I've made a couple of times over the last couple of months. This government's actually really good at identifying problems. It sees them, and then it just goes fucking bananas on what to do about it. And I think the other thing that we're going to fall into here is, you know, Ardern's government, when COVID came along, they took advice from experts and they formed their policy on that. And we have seen this government's reaction to hearing from experts, and it's dismissal or outright ignoring them to come up with what they want to do. And I think when we look at the initial outbreak and pandemic and that sort of thing, it was the absolute gold standard of communicating to as many people as possible what needed to happen, where we stood. You know, and I'm not suggesting a return to the 1 p.m. briefings or anything like that. But, you know, people in the chat, did you hear that there was a big uptick in COVID? If so, where? Are you finding out now from us? You know, that is a big change of gears.
Yeah.
And I think really just illustrates a point when people say, hey, look, it doesn't matter who's the government, they're all the same. They aren't. And they aren't when it counts.
Yeah. And it just shouldn't be something that's taboo. Like, we just have to now expect that there's illness around. It's not a taboo subject. You know, like we talk about when car accidents suddenly go through the roof, or, you know, we have a weather event, or the sun is burning more, you know, all of those health measures to do with weather, sun, seatbelts, all those sorts of things. They're just part of messaging. And so, like, what is wrong with having respiratory awareness? Respiratory illness awareness is part of messaging. And, you know, the thing that's really frustrating for, you know, the vulnerable people of our society is they're just locked out of society now, like, completely. Like, there is no part of society they're safe, like, nowhere. They can't even go to a hospital because they're like, wow, these healthcare workers don't even wear masks. There's respiratory infections everywhere. And, like, don't even get me started on that pathway. Like, some of the, well, like, if you're on a, you know, a high vulnerable ward, you know, everyone's got a condition where the virus can kill you. How is it not mandatory to not, you know, to wear a mask under that setting? So we are here, sadly. We are back to, you know, ground zero and trying to pretend this virus is not here. And it's hard. It's sort of hard push to find anywhere actually doing the right thing, I think, is part of the problem. Because you ask the average person, you know, if they know what's going on with COVID. You know, like, you only really know what's going on if there is a headline and you happen to hear it, or you're a prolific newsreader, right? Other than that,
what even me is I just happened to be, and I don't often check ODT.
Yeah.
I was looking for stories today, and I just happened to check it today, and I just happened to see it. To be frank with you, if I hadn't seen that headline on ODT, I know, and I'm a news junkie, I don't think I would have heard about it.
No, and that's the thing, because it's very low tier now, because it's that thing that we don't want to talk about. Absolutely.
Fatigue about talking about COVID.
Pardon?
Oh, it's just the fatigue, you know. People have put up with it for years, and they don't want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah, but it's also such a political hot ball. Yeah. You know, that the last guys, the guys who we got in now, in part got in pointing to Labor and saying, look how they handled COVID at the end. Labor bad, mandates, lock people up, people lost jobs. So, like, who's expecting this lot to go, okay, let's say it goes up by another 30%. You know, do we really expect these guys to then go, okay, we need to take some public health measures, you know, something like that to help people? And there's people in the chat right now going, COVID's on the rise, who cares? It's like, yeah, but as you said, the vulnerable get locked out, the elderly still die, and people get long COVID.